Hey, Star Wars fans, welcome back. And some exciting news just broke. A new Star Wars game is coming out called Eclipse from Lucasfilm Games and Quantum Dream Studios. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you the trailer for this game. It looks very exciting, guys. Good morning, everyone, or as the Irish would say, top of the morning to you. That's probably more of a Scottish accent. I can't really get the accents right. Sorry, I'm American. We suck. Alright, welcome back to another Star Wars Fanatic live stream, everybody. Thank you. As you can see, I have a little video playing in the bottom left corner. Hopefully the volumes are okay and it's not interrupting anything. And I got a little picture of the Star Wars Eclipse thingy right there. Alright, so if you guys have missed it, good morning Sydney, Blazecap, Boba, DR, Robin. Let's see who else we got in here. Dawn, I saw you. Cooper Cherney. And Ward. Good to see you guys. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you so much. If you guys missed it in the live chat we're doing, I was going to start off talking about this Star Wars Eclipse thing, but I'll hold off for a minute on that. Instead, we'll talk about the Crimson Reign comic that just started coming out about Kira and Crimson Dawn. Blazecap asked a couple good questions there if anybody's excited for it, and it does show a little bit of what's going on in the criminal underworld and inner workings of that, which cool. But so far I've only made it about halfway through. Sorry for my dog, he doesn't like when people are outside at all, and I live in a busy neighborhood. Probably not the right area for him, but he'll get over it. Anyways, but so far, the half that I've read of it, it's just a narrative. But there are some things in there that I gotta say, I told you so. Back when I think it was season 7 of the Clone Wars came out, I pointed out one of the figures that was in the holo projection with Maul and Dryden Voss and all that, and it was Prince Zyzer. And everybody told me I was crazy. It's not Prince Zyzer. He's not coming back from Legends, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? It is Prince Zyzer, and it's confirmed in the Crimson Reign comic. So, aha. And John, good to see you, buddy. So, yeah, it is Prince Zyzer. I knew it. And I said it way back then. And I also said it, I believe, in the War of the Bounty Hunters comics when everybody was on the Vermilion. And I saw Prince Zyzer and I pointed him out. And everybody said, no, that's not Prince Zyzer. That's just one of the Black Sun. He was used by name. So, there's that. Also in the... It started out in War of the Bounty Hunters, but it's carrying over to Crimson Reign that Kira is actually incorporating the Knights of Ren in it. I don't know if anybody likes that idea or anything, but maybe it's going to give them more of a story than what they had in the sequels and in the Rise of Kylo Ren. The Cooper Cherney asked, when is the Eclipse game set in? It's set in the High Republic, roughly 200 years before the Phantom Menace. But guys, I wouldn't get too excited too quickly for the Eclipse game. I mean, it even says on their website it's in early development. So, meaning that this trailer could just be stuff they threw together real quick to announce it. It may not even be stuff that's in the game, but I'm excited for it anyway. And it's still at least a year, maybe 2 years away from even being released. Yes, DR, we will get to that. Yes, Robin, you are correct. Sorry, I'm reading you guys' comments. Yeah, this game might be about 50 years before the prequels, but it's still at the High Republic era, maybe the end of the High Republic. Blaze Cap, no DR. Let's see. Yeah, they might retcon that Blaze Cap and make it Prince Iser in, because it looks just like him in the Clone Wars season 7. It looked just like him. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm excited for the Eclipse game. Don't get me wrong. And when I first watched it, these drummer guys, they when he turned around, they looked like Nemoidians. But then I took a closer look, and he's got nostrils way up by his eyeballs, and it's not a Nemoidian thing. Looks more like almost like a moon. So yeah, I mean, Meg's got the same information we do, John. It just says it's in early development, so I'm not gonna say how many years, but it's at least one. I'd say at least 1 year, 2 years, maybe even three. Hey, see you, Cooper. Thanks for joining. All right. Anyways, I'm just reading you guys' comments. Sorry, trying to pick through which topic I'm gonna work on right now. So with the release of the information about the new game, what are you guys most excited for? For me, it's still the Book of Boba Fett. We're only, 18 days away from that. And that's what we should be excited for. Well, Boba Fett fans should be excited for. People that don't like Boba Fett, don't be excited for it. Sorry, I'm really down in this coffee today. Yeah, kind of Voldemort, but they also look Moon. So, if you don't know what that is, the banking clan, maybe that'll ring a bell. Um, yeah, Book of Boba, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm reading through you guys' comments, trying to pick through, talk about topics that we're on right now. I really don't have a whole lot to talk about. This last week and a half has been kind of crazy. If you guys didn't know, I guess I'll share a little bit about my personal life. I am now unemployed. Um, yeah, right before Christmas, so that was kind of a heartbreaker. I am in the process of getting another job. Hopefully, I had a second interview with a company a couple days ago, and I think it went really well. I think it did. So we'll see. Used on phone. But the last few days I've been probably producing too much content, and I'm going to slow that back a little bit. I want to go back to making maybe 2 videos a week plus the live stream, and that would also free me up to do member only content. So yeah, sorry for that. It's put me in a weird mood. I'm a bit stressed out, so I haven't really thought about much of what to do with this live stream today. I'm gonna let you guys carry it forward, and I'm just gonna go with it as I can. Saw my dog. Yeah, He's in and out of here. If I leave him locked upstairs, he starts scratching at the basement door trying to get in, and it's just destructive. So I just let him down here. It's okay. It is what it is. I mean, honestly, I was getting tired of the job anyway. I just didn't want it to end like that. I wanted it to end on my terms, not theirs. It's what it is. Just sucks. It was right before Christmas. I was planning on leaving there right after Christmas anyway. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay, Blaze Cap. It's just stressful trying to look for another job. That's it. And hopefully by next week I will have one. Or the week after. Or the week after that. Eventually I'll have another job. I do have a little bit of money saved up, so I'll be okay for the time being. Yeah, yeah, John, it's crazy. And thank you, Blaze Cap. I appreciate that, and Sydney, and everybody for your well wishes on that. It is what it is. It's just stressful. That's all it is. My wife and I, we're okay. We're doing all right. Um, Christmas is a little tighter than it should have been, but the most important part is hanging out with family, having the kids over, having the grandkids over, spending time with them. We're all in good health, and all the kids are in good health, so there's nothing really to complain about. Two alien drummers both have Sith tattoos. Ooh, that could be. Huh. I didn't notice that. I don't know everything about the Sith either, so I don't know what their tattoos are like or anything. I know more about Mandalorians and such. Yeah, this company, Don, that I applied for, they're having a hard time filling these management roles, and I've got the experience, so I don't see why I wouldn't get the job. At least one of the two I applied for there. I don't think I'd get two of the two I applied for there. Of course, it'd only be one, but yeah, Dr. You're right. Yeah, the job market is in my favor. I mean, there are a lot of jobs out there, and I've been applying for them. I've only heard back from one of them, though. I did have a second interview with them. But I'm going to live my life as normal. Just a little tighter on the funds. But yeah. Sorry to bring the mood down a little bit, but that's one reason I've been producing a lot more content lately is because I've had the time to do it, and why not? And after doing a few videos in the last week and a half, it started registering with me that I'm not really getting anywhere with it. My channel's not really growing because of it. It's actually seemed like it slowed down a bit. And what did I do with my phone? That's crazy. Must have left it in my robe. Um, it's actually slowed down a bit, and I haven't gained as many subscribers and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna scale it back a bit and do maybe 2 videos a week. I thought about doing just one video a week, one nice video a week, but I'd like to do two. I'm not sure which days they'll be released on. It all really depends on what my new job schedule's like when I get one. As of right now, I'll set it up for releasing a video on probably Tuesday and Thursday with a live stream on Saturday. That'll give me all weekend or all Sunday and Monday to work on next week's content. Yeah, I don't have hospital experience, Dr. Sorry. Yeah, things will get better, Blaze Cap. They will. They always do. This is just a minor setback. I have the experience. I'll bounce back pretty quickly, I hope. I got my little quartz here that I'm playing with to reaffirm my own suggestions to myself. That's why there's no beard. It's just growing back from having an interview a couple days ago, but I shaved it off and took care of all that. No, DR. I'm not going to see the new Spider-Man next week. As I just mentioned, I am tight on funds. I cannot go to the theater right now. Um, hey, I appreciate that, Blaze Cap. I hope so. I really hope so. I mean, that's what one other viewer told me that just hang in there. The Book of Boba Fett will bump you up, and I hope so. I mean, The Mandalorian season 2 did. It did pretty good. So yeah, DR now. With money being as tight as they are as it is right now, I can't go watch any movies. I will have to wait for it to come out in streaming. I have a Hawkeye. I do. I don't know what that means. Yeah, DR, you're good at making people laugh, man. I like your videos. I just liked one yesterday. I forget which one it was, but I watched it and liked it. It was a Boba Fett edit. I can't remember which one. I don't have my phone with me right now. Dave Filoni watches and enjoys Star Wars fanatic. That's a new tag. I should have put that in this video. Yep, spend wisely. I mean, there's so much stuff that I need or want, really. I mean, to move forward with this YouTube stuff and keep progressing at it, I'm going to need a new desk. I'm going to need a desktop PC. All I have is a laptop right now. I thought about just increasing the memory in it, but nah, I just want to get a desktop. No, I have not watched Hawkeye. Yeah, I love the all the Polynesian spa edits. Those are awesome. But yeah, um, yeah, that's what's been going on in my life, and it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it. My wife still has her job, which I'm not saying she needs to pay for everything because there are things that I need to take care of. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one I watched. Dr. It's the Chick-fil-A one. Yep, that's the one I watched, and I gave it a thumbs up. Um, no, I do plan on watching Hawkeye though. I was glad to hear that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be coming out, but that'll be Dave Bautista's last venture in the Marvel universe. He wants to move on to other things. So that kind of disappointed me. He's my favorite character in Guardians of the Galaxy. Drax. Yeah. So, Book of Boba Fett, 18 days away. Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be nice. Finally, after what 40 years of waiting, we're getting the Book of Boba Fett. That was awesome. Oh, and one other thing, when like a couple days before I lost my job, one of my colleagues sent me a text and said, "Hey, I got you something. I left it with one of your leads." And it's like, all right, cool. So I went to my lead. I said, "Hey, you got something for me?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah. I do. I was gonna keep it, but I'll give it to you." And it was this: the Art of Sideshow book. This thing is thick. I've looked through it. It's awesome. And yeah, it's a really cool book. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Why would somebody do that? No drags, too bad. You can't see them. Yeah, the EU did make Boba Fett awesome. Yep. And also, Yesterday, I took the entire day while my wife was working to be lazy in the middle of looking for jobs. And it's pretty easy to apply for jobs now. Everybody wants you to do it online, so I don't even have to leave the house. I click, click, send resume, click, click, send resume. And that's it. And then after that, I started reading this again. About that much left. That's it. Of this book, finally. I've only been reading it for like 3 months. It's not that I can't get into it, it's that I really didn't have much time to read. So I need to catch up on that and finish that. I need to finish all the High Republic stuff before the game comes out. Well, DR, we'll have to see what Boba Fett and canon has in store for us. Right now, all we have is a couple episodes of The Mandalorian and 8 minutes of screen time in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and a few comic books. So we'll have to see what the rest of canon Boba Fett looks like. Yeah, I'm liking it, Blaze Cap. I mean, I hear a lot of people complaining about the High Republic stuff, and I guess I kind of get it. It's change. It's new. It's different. And a lot of people don't like change. They don't like it's entirely new characters other than Yoda. And Yoda's only mentioned in this book, I think, twice so far. And it's hard to get to know the characters because you've never heard of them before. But at the same time, right at the beginning of the book, it's like, bam! Boom, explosion, things happen, and it does. The pace has been kept up most of the time. There are chapters where it slows down a little bit, gives you a backstory to a character, and then boom, it jumps right back into the action. Jesus, I'm knocking stuff over. I have not drank today, I promise. I'm just trying to balance my holocron on this tripod. That's the fun part. Let's see. Yep, there we go. I had it upside down. Not upside down. You can't stand it upside down. I'll get to that in a minute, Boba. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, the comics. Yeah, the War of the Bounty Hunters has done more for Boba Fett. And I mean, that's why I created that top 5 list for the War of the Bounty Hunters moments. And it looked like you had a lot of the same moments in yours. The only one I left out was the Darth Vader one from the Darth Vader comic where he gives Darth Vader Luke's name. And there was a reason for that. It's because I was only going for the War of the Bounty Hunters series. And that moment would have been an obvious number 1 for me. Female Jedi in trailer has an identical headdress that Omega has in Bad Batch. Season 1, Episode 1. You talking about the trailer for Eclipse? Yeah, absolutely, Sydney. I'm all about new characters, and I hope they do go even farther back. Maybe they're going to keep stepping back in time farther back until we get to the Old Republic. I need some Old Republic stuff, like your mask suggests there. I think that's Revan. I'm all about Revan. I'm all about Nihilus. I love Nihilus. He's probably my favorite Sith Lord. Really? The Light of the Jedi, Blaze Cap? Yeah, that's in the. I think that's in. That's split up between 2 comics, DR. I think it's split up between Darth Vader and. I can't remember the other one. And the Bounty Hunter series, I think. Oh no, Blaze Cap, it's fine. Because I didn't really put that in the title or the description that it was just from War of the Bounty Hunters. I just it just wound up being that way, really. Yep, Revan. Bring me a Revan. I want to see some live action Revan. I don't want to see it in animation form. I want it live action. Why? Because not everybody watches the animation stuff. I do, and I know you guys do. But casual fans don't watch the animation stuff. And if Revan starts out in animation, then goes to live action, people are going to be going, who's this flipping guy? how you doing? And they're not gonna understand it. They're gonna lose interest. Where if he starts out in live action, then we get that. All right, let's go on to the Book of Boba Fett stuff. DR and Boba Fett, Best Bounty Hunter, are blowing me up on. My favorite trailer has been the last one, and I'll tell you why. Tashi Station. It's a nice throwback. It's a nice, fan service, but I don't really care because it was a deleted scene in A New Hope. Whatever. What excited me for it was the very last scene, Boba Fett looking down the Sarlacc pit. Or not the Sarlacc, the Rancor pit. Are we going to see Moochie? If we see Moochie, does that mean we're going to see Wrecker? Because Wrecker was the one that bonded with Moochie. Or was that episode of The Bad Batch just showing how people could train Rancors? Which is probably the most obvious answer. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, people always find something to complain about. And that's why I have this channel, because I don't complain. I try to be a little bit different than the other channels. I try to be a little bit different than the other people following the other channels. And their channels blow up. And my wife and I were discussing that this morning, that the more negative your channel is, the bigger it gets. I'm going to call one out, for instance. Two of them, really. I'm going to say, like Mike Zero. Dude's always wrong. And he's so negative on everything. And he'll create 5 videos a day with negativity. And he's got a huge following. And then the other one is the G&G guys. Why so negative? You're wearing a Star Wars hat, dude. Promote Star Wars. I get it, you don't like the sequels, but you know what? You did like the sequels until your fans started getting on you. Then you changed your mind. Okay, whatever. You're right, but I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the negative. I'm not going to fall into the drama. I do have one guy that likes to post comments. He's a subscriber of mine, and he likes to post comments, anti-Boba stuff, and trying to call me out for stuff and whatnot. And I just tell him, look, dude, you're just trying to start drama again. Stop. And he'll admit it. Yeah, I'm bored. So it's whatever. I don't do all that. Yeah, Goldie Fawn, good to see you. Thank you. And yes, Zero is horribly bad. Hilariously bad. Sorry. Alright, let's see. Remember the first Book of Boba Fett trailer? There's a clear shot of 4 Tuskens walking together. I think these scenes were walking up to a dead Boba. Yeah. I mean, I've had that theory all along that the Tuskens saved Boba Fett ever since we saw him in the Book of Boba Fett, or the Mandalorian, ever since he turned around and we saw it was Boba Fett and he had a cycler rifle on his back and a gaffy stick. I said, he's been saved by Tusken Raiders. Everybody, no. And I said, that's Boba Fett. And no, that could be any number of clones. And I got those comments all over the place, and I'm like, are you serious? The other clones would be in their 80s and 90s. They're not other clones. That's Boba Fett. Why would he care to watch Mando speed off with his armor if he was Cody or Rex or Bly? I'm sorry. I got a little worked up there. I don't waste time on it anymore, Sydney. I don't watch any of them anymore. I did for a while when I first started my YouTube channel because I wanted to get ideas on how to make my YouTube channel grow and what was working for people and stuff like that. But I quickly realized what they were, and I just stopped. I said, that's not going to be my channel. Yeah, exactly, John. That's what I'm saying. Jeremy he did a complete flip. I saw the video after the Last Jedi, after The Force Awakens, or after The Last Jedi and after The Rise of Skywalker, of him going crazy about how great it was and all that stuff. And then he started getting bad comments. Those videos quickly went away, and he replaced them with videos of him hating on it. Man, come on. And you know who's good friends with the guy, who hangs out with him a lot on their channels and stuff. Not gonna name any names, but negativity's negativity. Birds of a feather. Sure, DR, go ahead and tell a story. Yeah. Yeah, Don. That's one thing I've been getting comments on here too. And I don't fault anybody for the stuff they like or dislike or that kind of stuff. But, I mean, if you haven't read the High Republic stuff, or at least looked into it in some way in Wikipedia or something, then really try not to have an opinion about it. I don't know anything about brain surgery, but I'm not gonna go out and talk about which brain surgeon is the best because I have no idea because I don't know anything about it. Yep, that's Buddy. Come here, Buddy. Come here, dude. Come here. Come on. Up. Buddy. Come here. They want to say hi to you. Okay. Just sit there all stuck up like a good boy. He's all stuck up right now. He's not wanting to chill with us. I was trying to get him to show his face. Sorry. And this is what I told him. It turns out Boba Fett died and it's Captain Rex who has his armor. Wow. I hope he didn't believe that, DR. Yeah, John. I'm just not into the toxic stuff. I know I've been dogging these guys lately, but you know what? They dog everybody else. It's time somebody sticks up for the little man. I'm the little man. I haven't been attacked by either of them. I've had words from the biggest one, but I didn't care. I mean, nobody on his channel calls him out, and when they do, they get blasted on a live stream for everybody in the world to see. Hey, Blaze Cap, good to see you back. I didn't know you left. Huh. Yeah. So, I mean, and okay, maybe brain surgery was a bad analogy. I don't know much about the Byzantine Empire. I'm not going to say it. I'm never going to watch a movie that has anything to do with the Byzantine Empire. I'm not going to study anything about it or anything because it's a stupid period. I don't know anything about it. So I have no opinion about it. If I want to learn about it, I'll learn about it. And then I'll have an opinion about it. But just a little bit of me ranting, Blaze Cap. is quite interesting. I do feel like that smaller YouTube channels should stick together a little bit more about what we do, our positivity. There are a lot of us that are positive, that try to stick with the positive stuff. There are some that are wavering more toward negativity, and I'm starting to get a little disappointed in that. Yep, just babbling. As Dawn said, just babbling. Hanging out and babbling. Yeah, so remember the live stream where I got kind of drunk a couple weeks ago? I'm going to do that same thing at 10,000 subscribers. So hold me to my word. Blaze Cap, I'm sure you'll remind me. Geezer will also remind me. Speaking of which, I don't see Geezer in here. Probably working. And I did text Edits and tell him to jump on in here. But yeah, the only part I don't like about that whole thing, Boba and DR, is saying left for dead on the sands of Tatooine. Who would have saved him from being that way? Did he have some partners there that left him? I mean, it leaves a connotation that he had other people there that should have helped him. But really, Boba Fett's been a loner, and once Jabba the Hutt's dead, the guy that's paying him, he's not going to be picked up, and I doubt Jabba the Hutt would have picked him up anyway. He would have just left him there and said, this guy sucked, so let's move on to the next guy. Yeah, DR, I mean, I guess you're right. All right, that clears it a little bit up for me. Thanks, Sydney. Geezer's in the cargo hold. Yeah, my phone, that's disturbing me. Oh well, I'll find it in a few minutes. Whew, yeah. So, like I was saying, I lost my job early last week. So what I did was I took everything from that job that I had, my winter coat, my hoodies, my work shirts, anything that had their logo on it, and I threw it in the trash. Put it right out in the dumpster. Did not donate it. Did not want that negative energy going out to somebody else. Yeah, so that's my whole thought, DR. He said he was left for dead. It's kind of implied that once he fell into the Sarlacc, everybody assumed he was dead, just like everybody else. So he wasn't just left for dead. It wasn't like his arm was barely hanging on and he was begging for help. He was in the mouth of a Sarlacc. It's the only part of the trailers I'm not vibing real well with. No, it's not the Mets, DR. It's let's go, Brandon. And if y'all don't know what this hat is, it is not Star Wars at all. This is the Cincinnati Cyclones, a hockey team, ECHL hockey team that I like watching. I like going to their games. It's fun for a cheap night of entertainment and dollar beers every once in a while. Let's see, more comments. I know I'm not real spunky today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be. But if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Unless you don't like it, then hit the down like button, the dislike button. Yep, and I've said it all along that it was the Tuscans that saved him, and everybody called me crazy. And everybody called me crazy for saying it was even Boba Fett. Even back when, in season 1, when he happened upon Fennec Shand shot, I said, that's Boba Fett. No, 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 no. I mean, how many things have I been right about, guys? I don't make estimated guesses off of a hunch, off of what I want to happen. Sure, some of this stuff I do want to happen, but I don't make my theories based off of what I want. I make my theories based off of what's happening, what's going on around it, what's the sounds, the feel, the look, the music, everything. I combine all that together to make these theories, and it seems like I've got about an 80% track record. Yeah, right, Sydney? Yeah, Don, and that's exactly what I said in The Mandalorian season 2 when he showed up just in the cloak. I said, all right, here's what happened. We already see that Cobb Vanth has the armor. Boba Fett does not have the armor. Boba Fett's got Tusken Raider stuff all over him. Jawas took his armor while he was out cold. Tuskens happened upon him after that. Saved him. Helped him. And I did make a couple fan fictions on that as well. I think they're in my playlist as Boba Fett. What is it? Plot to kill Jabba or something. All these toxic channels say they're done with Star Wars, yet they can't stop talking trash about it. If I'm done with something, I move on and keep talking. Don't keep talking about it. Exactly, John. I'm nowhere near done with Star Wars. Star Wars is nowhere near done with me. I don't care who owns it, who writes it and produces it, as long as they're putting out decent stories, most of the time I can handle it. I mean, of course, there's going to be the one-offs that I don't like. I love the Clone Wars. Absolutely love it. But that was during George Lucas's reign. And during that Clone Wars 7 seasons, there were episodes that I just didn't vibe with. I thought were stupid and they didn't belong. I didn't go say, all right, George Lucas and Star Wars, I'm done with you because you wrote this stupid episode. Like the whole C-3PO R2-D2 side mission thing with the little rat people, the Team Toe people or whatever their names were. I thought that was like one of the stupidest arcs that ever could be. The Jar Jar and Mace Windu go save the female Gungan. It was superfluous. I didn't see any reason for it. Yeah, John, it's because we know how to piece things together. And most of the people on this channel that watch my videos and comment and stuff understand how to think outside the box, um, and how to put things together and how to just how to do it, how to theorize and how to understand how a theory works. Like the Darth Jar Jar theory, that wasn't based on something they thought would be cool. It was based off of a lot of stuff that really compiled into making it look like that's what it was. There was a lot of, God, my brain is not working. I'm sorry. Best Christmas movie in all of my opinions. It's a tie between Elf and Christmas Vacation. I also like Christmas Story, but for a whole other reason. Yeah, the reaction to Aelin coming back. Yeah, that's what it'll be too. And Boba's had a daughter since way back in the day, and people are just gonna freak out. Oh my God, Disney's woke. And I don't see it as woke so much because it's not overbearing. It's not taking over the storylines or anything. It's just incorporating it into the storylines. If the whole thing was about pushing an agenda against you, then yeah, I'd be upset about it. But it's not. It's subtle and. But another thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that a lot of these channels are coming out saying that Din Djarin needs to get with Bo-Katan Kryze, or Boba Fett and Fennec Shand need to be lovers, or these people need to be lovers, and those people need to be lovers and have kids together. Everything isn't a smut story. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have opposite sex friends that you're not attracted to, that you don't want to have a relationship with. It's yes, Rogue One, Solo, the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy. There's all these love stories and everything, and drama surrounding it. But every time it doesn't have to be like that. Din Djarin had the opportunity to stay with that one girl and keep Grogu safe on that little planet and everything, and he almost did it, but then he went against it and said, all right, no, everything's not a love story. Yeah, no more romance. I'm tired of it. And for everybody who does think that Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are lovers, she doesn't have a womb. I know that just hurts her from having children and everything, but that takes out all of her reproductive organs, all of her reproductive parts that make the other part work. It's. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get too much into how the birds and the bees work here, but Fennec Shand doesn't have a womb. It's replaced with biomechanic parts, and that would be very uncomfortable. Thanks, Blaze Cap. I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely, Don. Yep. Yeah, see, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, in Legends, Boba Fett had a wife. He was 16 years old. He was 18 when he left her and had a daughter. if they're going to go with a story where Boba Fett has offspring or a lover or something like that, it needs to be along that line because that worked out so well. He wound up having to leave her, never saw her again. His daughter hated him, hunted him down. Then his granddaughter wanted to know more about him and refused to hate him, but she wound up saving him instead. That's a great story. That's not about falling in love, having kids, and having the next generation. It's about the next generation vindicating the old generation and becoming its own legacy. That's what I want. Not saying that's going to happen because, there's writers there that made Jar Jar fall in love with another Gungan. That was disturbing. It does get lonely in hyperspace, but some people just don't care to be with somebody else. I have a friend who, he was married for a while, had a daughter, and since then hasn't been with anybody else and doesn't care to be with anybody else. We tease him a lot about it, but it's really admirable. He's taken this time to raise his daughter right and focus on a career and his kid. Yeah, I mean, I think that was hilarious when you told me about that, Blaze Cap, about Bo Karen and Rook Cast being in a relationship in the past and having this lover's quarrel going on. Um, and I thought it was hilarious. I didn't necessarily want it to happen, but I thought it was funny, and it would go right along with what some of the things people say that Disney's woke and they're trying to push an agenda on us and stuff. So, I mean, I think it would be funny if it did happen. Because, I mean, honestly, I don't care. You love who you love. You are who you are. It's not an agenda, it's reality. And it's been that way forever since the dawn of time. And just now people are starting to accept it, and some people refuse to accept it. No, Boba and Fennec can't be friends with benefits. She doesn't have the parts. She doesn't have the parts. She had them removed because she got shot in those parts. Yeah, they have a common bond. They were both saved from death. They that's their bond. That's their partnership. That's what keeps them solid. But you never know. One of them could betray the other one later on. I mean, somebody tried to explain it to me that Fennec's more like a slave to Boba Fett because he saved her and all that. I don't feel that's the case. I don't feel she's a slave. I feel like she's willfully there. Being a slave means eventually you're going to want your independence. Look at Anakin Skywalker. Wanted his independence, tried to locate the chip that would blow him up. Um, every slave wants their independence, and if Fennec were a slave to Boba Fett, we wouldn't be getting the cool looks that she's giving Boba Fett, like, I'm down with what you're doing, brother. And that's what it is. She's down with what he's doing. I know I sound like an old man. Rather handy with Ahsoka. No, I don't think Boba got Fennec cloned either. I don't think he's had access to that kind of technology, really. Right. Cara Dune and Den were just friends. Den had he showed no interest in a romantic relationship with anybody other than the girl on that planet with the ATST. Jester adopted Django. Django adopted Boba. Boba must adopt a boy on Tatooine. And I'll say if Boba's son, I'll be down for it. I don't. I think it's gonna go a different direction, Dr. I think it's gonna pull from Legends a little bit, just like Blaze Cap. We need Aylinville. That's really the only way to create a legacy for Boba Fett, Jaster, and Jango. All right, let's see what else we got. Yeah, some people are celibate by choice. I mean, that's just the way it goes. It's not bad. Not everybody needs a romantic relationship. Not everybody wants a romantic relationship. We put too much emphasis on the drive for sex. It's not. I mean, it's not that important, especially when you're fighting in wars. I mean, can you imagine being in the trench with somebody shooting at things and going, oh, 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 hey, look at you. No, it doesn't happen. You're counting on that person to save your life. Yeah, sorry, I'm going off on these rants and everything. So looks like we should have a Kenobi trailer coming out soon, within the next couple of months, I believe. So yeah, I'm excited for that series. I'm excited for the Ahsoka series. Becoming a little less excited for the Acolyte series because they're not really giving us much information about it. I mean, I know it's the end of the High Republic era and it's Sith based, but we really need to. The reason I'm not so excited for it is because in Phantom Menace, they said they don't believe that Darth Maul was a Sith. The Sith have been gone for 1,000 years. Now, the end of the High Republic era is roughly 50 to 100 years before the Phantom Menace, not 1,000. So how are they going to have Sith? It's not going to be a real battle if they're not fighting Jedi and the Jedi know they exist. It's just going to be Sith wandering around being Sith. Like, I'm a Sith. Neat. Good for you, fella. But how are they going to retcon what Yoda and Ki-Adi-Mundi and Mace Windu said? How are they going to... They said 1,000 years the Sith have been gone, unless Yoda was lying, and then that kind of falls into another one of my theories, that Yoda was a liar, and the Jedi were liars. But, I don't know. I'll be interested in watching it, see how they do it. Right, Sydney. I mean, slasher movies are a prime example of that. Oh man, look, there's Jason coming at us, or Freddy, or whatever. Let's stop and have sex. Doesn't make any sense. Hey, Tyler, good to see you. And Grindel, I forgot to tell you hello. I know you've been on here for a minute. Um, yeah, I did a top 10 favorite characters of the Skywalker saga a few, like last week, I believe, or early this week. I can't remember. I can't find my phone, so I can't tell you when I produced that one. And Obi-Wan and Boba were both on there. And you know Boba was number one. Um, yeah, so, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for all these series, man. I think it's going to do not just because of this reason, but I think it's going to do a lot for this channel when these series start coming out. I thought the Bad Batch would, because I did release a lot of Bad Batch content, but it really didn't do anything for my channel. Um, it did a lot for DR's channel, and I'm glad for that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to go on with the Acolyte. As of right now, they're casting people and stuff, so I don't know. I'm not. When they first announced it and what it was, I was really excited for it, and then now, as more time goes on, I'm just less and less excited for it because I was really hoping they'd take characters like Revan and Nihilus and revamp them into the High Republic era. If they didn't want to do an Old Republic, revamp them into a High Republic era and move their stories that way. But it looks like that's not happening. And somebody said there was supposed to be a Revan something or other coming out, and that never happened. There was supposed to be a Darth Bane movie or trilogy or something coming out, or series. That never happened. Um, so this acolyte thing's really got me a little down. Maybe they're just not announcing the people they're casting for the main roles. I don't know. I'm not paying too much attention to it right now, though. It's still in early development. They shouldn't have even announced it last year. Don't announce something if it's more than a year out. That's just cruel. We all look forward to it, and then we lose interest in it about halfway till you get to it. Um, so, yeah, if it's more than a year out, Lucasfilm, don't announce it. I know you're all excited about it, but look at the projects you've canceled that you announced last year: Rogue Squadron, Rangers of the New Republic, uh, just to name two. And I haven't heard anything about the Lando series, so maybe that's 3 of the 9 that were announced that are gone. Yeah, Mark, absolutely. Book of Boba Fett is what I'm excited for the most. He is my favorite character. They better do him right. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to hate it if they don't, but let's make Boba Fett what we always wanted to see Boba Fett do. Yeah, I mean, if it's only going to be 7 episodes for the first season, I'm hoping that's just a tester to see if everybody's ready for multiple seasons and not just a mini series. Because if it's only 7 episodes, you better make these suckers 2 hours long each, not 24 minutes. Don't make me 24 minutes for 7 episodes. That's like eating a half an Oreo and then setting it down and saying you can't have the rest. Actually, Andor has wrapped shooting. They are in post production, from what I understand. That we should get that by. I want to say that's probably right after the Kenobi series, if not right along with it. Yeah, Grendel, absolutely. Just stop announcing things so soon. I mean, like this Eclipse project. Cool, I'm glad you guys are working on it, but why did you announce it when you're still in early production? I could have waited to hear this news. Now I'm excited for this game that probably isn't going to be around for 3 years. Just like the open world Star Wars game everybody was hyped about for that Ubisoft was making. Um, Come on, um, we haven't heard anything else about it since then, and that was almost a year ago that we heard about it. Is it still happening? Is it not happening? Is it shelved? It'd be nice to hear something, and not a year, 3 years in advance. Well, Tyler, the only problem I got with everybody's saying Lucas needs to take back over Lucasfilm is we don't have cloning technology, and we definitely don't have force healing. George is getting old. He's not going to be able to take over Lucasfilm and own it forever and make all the content and everything. And honestly, his dialogue sucks. So I don't know if I want him really writing this stuff. He could be like an advisor, and he was to Dave Filoni. That's why Dave Filoni's so into all these projects now, because they see not having Dave Filoni into it takes the George Lucas out of it. And Dave Filoni is teaching John Favreau. And John Favreau is going to find a mentor or a mentee to teach. It's going to keep passing down to the like minded people of George Lucas. Yeah, Mitchell, 1313. Um, that game was announced and then canceled. Uses Force Ghost. I'm just saying that. I mean, as much as I like George Lucas, I mean, one thing I don't like is his dialogue. It sucked. In A New Hope, it sucked. In the prequels, it sucked. He did the right thing by hiring on some screenwriters for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and different directors for those. But he did not do that for the prequels, and that's why we get the clunky dialogue the way we did. Those actors that were in those movies were great actors. They just were given bad direction and bad writing. Dave Filoni forever. Yes, sir. everything's getting canceled nowadays. Yeah, and it's because they're announcing it years before it's ready. I mean, I'm surprised Ahsoka's going forward, and Kenobi. I'm surprised those have moved forward. And Kenobi almost didn't happen again because they had to get rid of the writers or something, and because the writing sucked. Come on, guys, get your crap together before you tell us what's going on. At least have these screenplays done and ready to shoot the photography before telling us anything. The trailer for Eclipse, is that going to be in the game? Probably not. Give us something when you guys have something. Maybe DR, but I mean, Tamir Morrison's getting older too. He's in his 60s now. So I think it'll move into more of a Mandalorian show. Not The Mandalorian, but Mandalorian in general. It's going to incorporate all the Mandalorians, bring them into one show. Boba Fett game coming in 2035. Yeah, can't wait for that one. I'll probably be dead then. Who knows? No, wait. I hope I'm not dead in 14 years. Yeah, John, I'm with you on that. And I didn't see a need for the Han Solo movie. I liked it. But I didn't see a need for that before other things, like a Yoda origin story. That would have been cool. Even though Yoda's not one of my favorite characters, I would have taken that over a Han origin story any day. Because we already knew what Han's origin was. We knew about the Kessel Run. We knew how he got the Millennium Falcon. We knew he and Chewbacca had this partnership thing going on and met under weird circumstances. So it just made sense to me not to make a Han Solo movie, but they did. And then they wondered why it tanked in the box office. It wasn't because of The Last Jedi. It wasn't because of Backlash or anything like that, because look at The Rise of Skywalker, how well it did. It did wonderfully, despite The Last Jedi. It was because nobody was interested in Han Solo. Yeah, I'm going on these rants. Oh, wow, I'm way over time. Well, not way over, a minute over. But I am going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so by hitting the subscribe button. I think it's down here somewhere. Like there-ish. I don't know. It's down there somewhere. It says subscribe. You'll find it. And hit the like button, please. Please hit that like button. And yeah, The Last Jedi could have definitely been worse. Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel! And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for all.